In today's video, we are going to be checking out the new baseline inbounds play that Steve Nash is running for James Harden and Kevin Durant. So let's get down and let's check this out. Later on, I'm going to be breaking it down on the clipboard. So this is actually a very simple inbounds play. We're going to have a pass in to our biggest player, our best screener, whoever is the best in one of those two, or if not both of those positions. And what we're going to have now after that pass is we're going to have James Harden setting a screen for Kevin Durant, the inbounding player. So why is this important? Well, we're going to have a quick jab by Kevin Durant, and then he's going to be moving back in towards DeAndre Jordan, who has not been too good for fantasy owners this year. I am one of his fantasy owners, but we have Kevin Durant coming off of that screen, and then we're going to have a dribble handoff with DeAndre Jordan. Why is this important? Well, we can pull up for a shot. DeAndre Jordan can also roll towards the basket for an alley-oop, but if this sags down any help side defenders on this side, let me rewind this just really quick. We have two players here. Our best shooter is right there. And what we're going to have is that top player, he's going to be setting a screen down for our best player's defender. Our best player is going to be curling up to the point so that when Kevin Durant comes off of that dribble handoff, we can have a couple of different options. We can have DeAndre Jordan or our best screener rolling towards the basket. We can have a mid-range shot by Kevin Durant, or if this player here sags off to defend that shot, we can have a kick out to our best three-point shooter on our team. Now this play works for Kevin Durant, but does it also work for James Harden? Well, let's check this out. Here we have James Harden and we have Kevin Durant down here. We have DeAndre Jordan here, and then we have our best shooter over here. We have our screener here. From here, what we have is the pass into DeAndre Jordan, and then we have James Harden, who is cutting down towards that corner. And what we're going to have next is, instead of that quick jab that we had earlier in a quick release, what we're going to have instead is now a couple of steps towards our defender, and then Kevin Durant is going to be setting that screen. So this is a slight difference between, even though it's the same play, it's a slight difference between which inbounder we have. So this is just an example of what you could run with your team if you are, of course, wanting to run this play with your team if you're a coach. And then we have a screen by Kevin Durant. Why is this important? Well, after this screen, Kevin Durant's a good shooter, and so is James Harden. So James Harden gets off that screen, gets off that dribble handoff. What I would instruct this player to do is to sag down towards that corner, and there's a reason why. Because, of course, we still have Joe Harris coming off of that pin down, or wing pin down, or whatever you want to call it. We have James Harden coming off of that dribble handoff, and James Harden can go up for that floater. The nice thing with keeping Kevin Durant up top is that now his defender will sag down because, of course, DeAndre Jordan, if you've got any players like him, they have a lot of gravity and they have a lot of players who sag down. And because of this, he can go up for the floater, he can go up for the alley-oop to DeAndre Jordan, or because all of these players are collapsing in on James Harden, he could kick that ball out to Kevin Durant or out to Joe Harris. There's multiple different options from this play. How this one ended was a missed floater, or just, I thought it was going to miss. I somehow in my mind, I thought he was going to miss it, but it was a made floater. It was a good shot. So now that we have the play on the clipboard, how is this going to work? Well, we're going to have the pass into player 5, and now we're going to have player 3 move down, and player 4 set that screen for player 3. At the same time as that screen is set, we're going to be having player 1 setting that screen for our best shooter. From there, player 3 is going to come off of that screen, and this is going to be a dribble handoff with player 3. Most likely, what you're going to see is player 1 sneaking in towards the middle, and player 2 popping up towards the point. Player 3 is going to get that ball, and there is so many different options as to what could happen. So, if we have player 5 rolling off towards the basket, and we have player 4 sagging in, player 5 hedging, and player 1 coming into player 3, we could pass out to player 2. We can kick the ball out to player 4 at the free throw line extended, or why I personally like having player 4 go down towards this corner. If we have player 4 red coming down to defend that player who is rolling towards the basket, and we get that ball to player 5, well, they're going to be wanting to double team him, which allows us to kick it out to player 4. But I do see the point in keeping player 4 at the free throw line extended, like how Steve Nash keeps him, because that can still be a kick out that would now make players scramble to guard his shot, and Joe Harris, our best three-point shooter, would get that extra pass for that three-point shot for himself. So there is a benefit of keeping player 4 up top. I have seen players, or teams I mean, who have him sag down. It totally depends on how his defender is playing him. If his player who is defending him comes over top of player 5, that's when I would sag down, because now player 5 can just set that screen and he would be wide open. But it's totally up to you as a team as well as a player if you find that you may be open doing this down here. Really quickly, if you're coaching a basketball team and you want a really good defense, make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone defense down in the link below. Basically, it's a double team that doesn't leave any open players from the free throw line and below. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.